All right. We met Eric Dresselhuys, who is the CEO of a company called ESS Inc. And of course, they are catalyzing a cleaner future, would be their. Well, here goes Trace with his notepad. Trace the gambler. Our drummer, every time I have a company on, he immediately picks up his iPhone and starts day trading.
I'm just looking and adding him to the watch list.
Information is power.
I'm just saying. Well, this is a great company. Eric Dresselhuys is the CEO. They are publicly traded under the stock symbol GWH, Trace. GWH. Just so you have it there. You can go to essinc.com, and they are in the business of long duration energy storage. And they use something called iron flow chemistry. Okay? I have no idea what that is, but Devin, of course, Devin Doan, our producer of Outside Content, chief of all things, and from whom all blessings flow. Devin, can you tell us what you have learned about iron flow chemistry?
So for most people, iron flow chemistry probably isn't the first type of battery system that comes to mind. If you really care about clean, reliable, and cost-effective long-duration energy storage, it should be though. Iron flow batteries offer unmatched cost and sustainability with a performance that is dependable. Conventional battery chemistries with limited cycle life can hope for 7 to 10 year life cycle before needing augmentation. Iron flow chemistry lasts 20 years or more with no capacity fade or degradation. Back to you.
Can I say this? Never be that guy. Don't be that guy.
The know-it-all?
Yeah, the guy at the party. Hey, let me tell you, babe. Iron flow chemistry is my gang name. Seriously. Eric, I believe we found a new spokesperson for you.
There's it. He's got the job. He's hired. The audition went well.
You like that? You like that, didn't it? We put a little effort into it today, didn't we? Hey,
There you go. I like it.
Hey, talk to us about this thing that you call long-term energy storage and iron flow batteries. Obviously a game changer, as evidenced by Mr. Know-It-All over there. But talk about that, because it really is interesting. And in this, you guys seem to be at the right place at the right time. Because every time you talk about energy storage that is not carbon-based, it's actually a pretty good thing. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, there's a huge demand right now for, at a societal level, to decarbonize the energy system, right? Yeah. So we all want to get off of, coal and natural gas and move to renewables. But along the way, everybody wants to watch the Big Biz Show 24/7. Right?
Damn right.
So you got to have electricity all the time. When we flip the switch, we want the lights to come on.
Right.
And so that's where we need long duration storage. And so that's what we're working on. And we want to do it in a way that's built in America, is sustainable, isn't going to cause fires, doesn't have toxicity, doesn't have questionable, supply chains. So that's what we work on every day.
Eric, talk to me about where we're at now. We've got power lines in the sky, okay? We've got wind energy, we've got solar energy, we've got coal-powered energy, we've got nuclear-powered energy. Talk to me what this journey is going to look like between now and, let's say, 10 years and 20 years from now, in your opinion.
Yeah, well, I think let's begin with the end in mind, right? What it's going to look like, 10, 15, 20 years out is we're going to have a system that's really reliable, it's really clean, it's not going to be contributing to climate change. It's going to be more localized, so you're going to have these generation assets closer to the places where electricity is used, and there's a lot of advantages to that. But the journey from here to there could be a little bumpy. And you're in California, and the governor just yesterday came out and said, "Hey, I'm going to put $5 billion on the table for an emergency fund to help ensure we have reliability, because we're looking ahead at the summer, and we're seeing trouble." That there may not be enough power. If you follow what's happened in Texas, it's gotten really warm in Texas really early. And some of those fossil generation plants, the old school stuff isn't keeping up. They've got a lot of wind, got a lot of solar, but they're having a hard time keeping prices down and reliability up in Texas, in May. What's going to happen in August, September? So it's a bumpy road, and we need to get ahead of it to ensure that, reliability, which is, it's important for health and safety, but for the economy as well, we've got the reliable energy system we need to keep things moving.
Yeah. His name, by the way, is Eric Dresselhuys. He's the CEO of ESS Incorporated. They are publicly traded under the stock symbol GWH, and you can go to ESSinc.com. So how did you get your start personally working in energy, and what brought you there and why? Because that's obviously one of the reasons you guys are successful, because you're at the helm right now. So let's talk about that.
Well, yeah, I've been working on this it'll be coming up on 30 years across a couple of different companies. And, back in the mid-late 90s, when everybody was quitting their good paying jobs to go to work on a .com, I was working for Procter & Gamble at the time, and I didn't want to go to a .com, but I thought I could do something different that would make a contribution. So I started working on the energy transition. This was not nearly the hot topic that it is today back in '96. In fact, arguably, you could say nobody cared. So we were off building things like smart grids, and that evolved as you work in the energy transition. Very early in the early aughts, as they say, it became clear that long duration storage was going to be one of the keys to making this whole thing work. And so I joined ESS because I was just blown away by the technology that the founders had developed. As you talked about, iron flow. Sure. Is amazing. It's kind of, people when they hear our story, they say, what am I missing? It sounds too good to be true.
Well, I mean, when you're ahead of the curve, it often does sound like that, right? And when you're thinking in terms of, this didn't start yesterday, and I think that's a big piece to understand. In terms of what's next for ESS, and in terms of what you guys are working on strategically with respect to goals that you personally have for energy transition, what's the next 18 months look like for you guys?
Well, it's a lot of building, and it's kind of fun that especially with all the tweaks that are happening in the stock market these days, and in the economy in general. Everybody's saying, hey, we should build stuff. Yeah. And that's all we do. We build stuff. So our priorities for the next 18 months are really all about building more batteries, getting them in the field, showing people the results, because when people see the technology, they love it. So we got to get more of it out there and get this built into the planning process going forward. Because the one thing about energy transition, and it's good news, bad news, depending on how you want to look at it, is that we've built the infrastructure we have today up over the course of 100 years. And so now we're talking about making some pretty dramatic changes to it in a very condensed period of time. So the only way to get that done is for everybody to get organized, and that's at a local level, a state level, a national level, to go faster.
Yeah, and so Eric, go faster, would you? Because my gas and electric bill's too high. So just go faster. Hey, listen, I want you back on again and again, pal. We're going to start following your stock. Look for several phone calls blowing up your phone from us and me and the staff, getting you back on air. Eric Dresselhuys, CEO, ESS Inc. Stock symbol GWH. More Big Biz coming up. Stand by.